My name's Alyson Bourne. I go to Middlebury College and I'm from Mendham, New Jersey. Where I grew up, like many moms, it was like, well, they don't need to work, so they automatically just don't work. And I think that's a case-by-case basis. I feel like if I were in that situation, I would be bored. And I think, especially where I'm from, I can see that it kind of affects the way families are and people not having anything to do, and they have degrees but they're not using them. I want to be able to raise my own children. I don't want to have to have someone else taking care of them all the time when I'm at work or my spouse is at work or whatever. So I think that is one huge struggle. Ideally, it would be great if I could, you know, when they're born to when they're about like 5 or 6, being able to spend as much time with them as possible. And then if that allows me to go back to work when it does, then to be able to do that, I think, yeah.
So you take some time off.
Take some time off, yeah, exactly. In the work that I've been doing, most of the women at the top have been kind of like rough and tough, you know? Really nice people, but not, I see that as a role that like I would never be able to have. Not because I don't have self-confidence and I'm like weak, but I just think that that's like the vibe that I get, is that the woman at the top has to be kind of this, you know, really like domineering woman. And I mean, not to go into politics, but that's what so many people think of Hillary Clinton, is that she's this like tough woman and like yay her. And there's some women who hate that and some women that like that. But at the same time, if you're like meek and, you know, you're reserved, but you are really intelligent and know what you're talking about, like I feel like you're not going to make it. I feel like a lot of times, like maybe when people are hiring, they're like, they assume, oh, well, she, you know, if she has kids, or like, what if she gets pregnant and then what do we do? There's like this you're automatically as a woman, especially during a certain like age frame, you're immediately knocked out because of that like fear almost. You just told me about how in Europe you get a lot more leave when you have a child. Just knowing about that kind of things would make a big impact in even like me picking a job. You know, like obviously, like even things like medical benefits, that's like something that everybody looks for in a job, like good medical benefits. But you do, I guess, have to look at, you know, if I was a little bit older and was thinking about, you know, having kids, that would play a big part in the job that I chose, was what am I going to be allowed? Most of us are going to graduate Middlebury and eventually work for however many years, but for many of us, that could stop once we have kids. And just feeling more confident in that we can go back to work after kids or take time off from work and then go back would like empower like the female identity, I think, definitely.